All righty. All right, y'all. I know it is late and a lot of people are asleep. But I just said, hey, let me just see while I get my steps around my house. 10K per day, baby. I said, let me see who's up, if anybody is up. And what I wanted to, hey, Wanda, and what I wanted to talk to you guys about today, I titled this on Facebook Live, who you talking to? I don't know what it'll be called by the time it reaches YouTube. But basically, guys, this is not just for, well, I think it is. It's just pretty much for business owners, but it's not just for network marketers. How about that? And I'm going to talk to you about a mistake that I made when I first started in this profession. And I heard people talk about it all the time, and I never knew what it meant. And once I figured it out, it made all the difference in my business. I say that every time, don't I? But that's because your business it's like putting together a recipe, right? To make a cake. It's a whole bunch of little things that ultimately give you the end result. What's going on, Ana Maria Sanchez? Hey, Keyshawn. I think I saw Jared sneak in. Yes. Ralph. And who else? I already shouted out Wanda. Perfect, guys. All right, so when I say who you talking to, what I mean is, who is your avatar? Who is your ideal customer? Okay? And when you're first starting a business, you tend to say things like, my product is for everybody. Or, yeah, anybody should want this. If you're breathing air, you're a good prospect. But I'm telling you, if you have that mentality, there's a saying, and it says something that's for everybody is really for nobody. And as long as you're trying to reach all people and be all things to everybody, you will find that you will have no sales. And it's really not funny, and it's definitely no fun. But you've got to pinpoint who. What's going on, D'Angelo? Hey, Katrina. You've got to pinpoint who you are talking to. Now, how do you do that? Well, you don't know who you're talking to until you first find your own voice. That's right. You got to get down and dirty. You got to take a hard line with yourself and say, who am I? Hey, April. You got to say, who am I? What type of person do I want to be? What type of leader do I want to be? What type of servant do I want to be? What makes me happy? How do I like to speak? And it has nothing to do with grammar and rhetoric. It has more so to do with your style, your tonality, and just your flavor, right? Your swag, so to speak. So you have to develop your own voice first. For me, if you look at some of my earlier videos, there's a channel, it's KimQ10K. And if you look at my earlier videos from 3 to 4 years ago, they were totally different than the videos now. I was pretty stale. Hey, what's going on, Richie? Rich. I was pretty stale though, y'all. I was pretty bland. You know why? Because I was trying to be super professional. I had come from, working in higher education for over 10 years, being around all of these, not everybody, but a bunch of smart dummies. People with all these letters behind their names, but they were totally out of touch with the regular everyday person. And it's not that I was that way, but I was just so used to trying to appease the professional crowd that some of my earlier videos, you guys wouldn't even recognize me in them. I'm telling you right now. But it was only through doing videos time and time again and seeing who gets on, who comments. I pay attention to the comments. When I ask you guys to comment, it's not because I'm trying to get Facebook to rank my video. It's because your comments are valuable to me. When you tell me that something is good, something helped you, I'm like, okay, I need to do more stories. Okay, I need to talk more about blase. So it was only through me doing videos over and over again and listening to the comments that people gave me that I was able to develop my own voice. Once I started to develop my own voice, I started to use it more unapologetically, right? You guys have seen me do all types of things on videos. You see me in my bathrobe. Remember I used to do bathrobe periscopes? My mom was so mad at me for that. But you guys have seen me in my bathrobe. You see me with a face mask on. You see me in my bed, right? With my head wrap on, my do-rag. You've seen me in almost every room of my house. You've seen me out in public. You've seen me do and be some of everywhere, right? So I use my voice unapologetically. What's going on, Reggie? Now, once you find your voice and you start to use your voice unapologetically, let me tell you what's going to happen. Some people are going to stop following you. Yes, because they don't like your voice. And that's exactly what you want. It's so exciting when people stop following you because they're only going to leave the cream of the crop, the cream of the crop, the cream of the crop. And that is the people that were meant for you. So when certain people drift away, it's going to make space for other people. And as the other people that like you join you, that energy that the two of you have between each other, the people who like you and you're talking and they're loving it. You're talking and they're loving it. So when they give you that energy, like, yeah, like somebody just said, preach. I love that, right? So when you're talking and the people that you are talking to are loving it, then that makes you better, and it keeps the people that don't like what you have to say even further away. And that is the reason why when people finally reach out to you, the sales will be so much easier, the conversation will be so much smoother, and everything will be so much greater and grander. This is not hocus pocus, guys. This is actually like energy, frequency, the study of neuroscience, epigenetics. This stuff is for real. Hey, what's going on, Laquita? Hey, Angel. All right, hey Karen, I didn't see you sneaking here. So my avatar, my ideal customer, like I know my voice, right? I'm kooky, I'm weird, I'm funny. Everybody's like, you should have been a comedian, right? I'm that person. And I finally know my customer. My customer is the funny and factual semi-sexy nerd. Now, if you're one of my customers, don't be offended. But when I'm going to break that down to you. My customer, my avatar is basically me. It has nothing to do with girl power or mothers and or black people or people with natural hair. So, because that's what a lot of people think. They think that their ideal customer, well, it's somebody that looks like me. But guys, it's got to be somebody that resonates with your message more so than just looking like you. What's going on, Elite Pierre? What's going on, Estes? Hey, Jared said, like the energy you are giving me by you keeping on walking around the house. Hey, Malaysia. Hey, Cassandra. Y'all up tonight? Yeah, that made somebody dizzy. Like, well, my girl Keely, she was like, I'm dizzy, but I gotta get my steps in, y'all. But anyway, my crowd is the people that's rolling with me, and I'm gonna tell you right now. When I look at all of my customers, when I say they're funny and factual, they like to have fun, but they're not sticking to muds. They're not going to drill me with 50 million questions. Those people, they go to somebody else, because when they jump on my broadcast and they see that I'm having fun and they see that I don't know every ingredient in my product, they already know that I'm not their girl. Okay, because I'm not like, 97% of this product has, and it was tested in a laboratory. When they see that I'm not talking like that, and that's what they like, then they keep it moving, right? Which is exactly what I want. Nothing against them at all. Nothing against me. It's just that we're not a match, right? What's going on, Will Jeffries, Cedric Santiago? He said, yeah, I'm working on some things. This is when the creative juices flow. I know, man, right? I wish there were a whole world of people that were like, night timers, right? Attract your ideal client and repel. Yes. Reggie Pegues, one of my brothers in the Virtual Millionaire Club. What does our mentor tell us all the time? Become very good at attracting the people that you want to work with, and become even better at repelling the ones that you don't. And when I look at my clients, when I say they're funny, factual, semi-sexy nerds, like I'm not going to get the girl who's dressed like Jessica Rabbit, who contours her face, who does the Lion King thing and then blends it in and looks like a supermodel. I'm not going to get the super duper girly girl who's, nothing against that person, but that's not my girl. I'm not her girl. And likewise, I'm not going to get just certain things. So when I hear people in my company say, my customer this and my customer that, it's not your customer. That's why you're having the problem, because you're serving someone else's customer. Do you get it? If you don't like your customers, if you're having a disconnect with your customers, if your customers don't pick up the phone when you call, if you don't want to pick up the phone when your customers call, the reason why, thank you for whoever who's giving the heart, so that's Viddy, the reason, and April, but the reason why there is that tension is because you're serving someone else's guy or girl. And the only reason why you're serving them is because it's not their fault. It's yours. And I'm saying this not because I want anybody to be mad at me. I really don't care. But I'm saying this because I had to learn it myself. This is what I had to go through. You are serving somebody else's customer because you haven't developed your own voice. You can't use a voice that you don't have, right? You just can't. So that's why you've got to get out of your comfort zone. People say it, but they don't tell you why. It's for you, so that you can get to the people that you want to work with. Because when that happens, it does not feel like work. Everybody that I talk, oh my God, I wish I could show y'all all the text messages, Facebook messages from people on YouTube. I just posted one right before this video. The guy messaged me last night, and 24 hours later, we're doing a transaction. Wonderful guy. I mean, he called about one thing, but if y'all know everything that we talked about, and I hear so many women in the company say, how you sell Strike Up? My question is, how do you not? How do you not sell you some Strike Up? Okay? And then they'll say, well, when I sell Strike Up, guys hit on me. Hey, what's going on, Tamika? Hey, what's going on, Chris? I'm a star, mi amigo. Don't they asustado too, boy? Lakeisha and Nicole and Christine, y'all really up tonight. But how do you not sell Strike Up? So when I hear a woman saying, I try to sell Strike Up, but men always hit on me, I'm not even going to say it's what you're dressed, what you're wearing, because y'all know I wear workout clothes that show my body. So it's not like I'm walking around in a paper bag. But I don't get men hitting on me like that. Every now and then, maybe something, but nothing crass like what I hear some of my colleagues say. Like, I don't think anybody would dare say that to me. So definitely, it's a combination of how you're carrying yourself and your insecurities. People can sniff out insecurities like dogs can, right? They can feel your fear. They can feel your frequency. So if you walk into a situation scared, a lot of times, you know, I hang around a bunch of guys. I have mostly male friends. A lot of times that's when guys will pick on you. They'll be like, "Ooh, you looking sexy, girl," if you act like a shriveled up flower, because they just like to get that reaction. Okay, I know I have friends that purposefully tell me, I make you mad because you cuter when you're mad, and I be like, what? Whatever. Not in a sexual way, but just to mess with me. These are like my brothers, but they'll say stupid stuff like that. I'll be like, ugh. So when someone in my company, when a woman says, "Oh, I can't sell a Strike Up because the guys are too perverted," I don't have that experience at all. My Strike Up customers have been very respectful. Like I said, most of them are married, which really I love that, because I want to be a part of. So many marriages break up because of money or love, right? And so if I can take care of one part, then I love that. I love for people to give me credit for good stuff. I love for people to owe me favors. So what's going on, Keely? I'm gonna make you dizzy again. But I love for people to give me favors. So when people say, "Oh, I can't sell Strike Up," again, your words create your world. That's one thing. And then you haven't developed a voice so that you can talk to the audience who likes to buy the Strike Up from you. There she goes walking in circles again. Yeah, I already talked about you, Keely. I saw your comment. That made you dizzy. I know I got to stop doing this right before midnight, but I like talking to y'all, while I'm doing it. But yeah, the Strike Up and the love, I mostly sell to couples. I also told y'all another thing. When you know your voice and you're not scared to use it, like I said, it's just easier. People work with you. And it's funny because since I've gotten closer to God, because let me tell you something, baby, this business will put you through and it has nothing to do with my company. It's anybody that is building a business. You're going against the grain and you're just going to have so many things come against you. It's not even funny. That will draw you closer to God. Okay? For real. So, since I've been building my business and really it's gone to another level, still working. I'm still a work in progress, but it's definitely brought me closer to God. Guess what? That comes through in my videos. I don't try to hide it. I'm not going to hide it. If that's not your thing, then again, you're not my person. There's nothing wrong with that, but you're not my person. If you get offended by it, you don't have to agree with it. But if you get offended by it, then you're not my guy or you're not my girl. Right? So it's funny though, because as I've gotten closer to God, I've attracted a lot of people in ministry. And I made a comment on one video and somebody was like, "What? Because I was telling them, I said, some of your best strike up in love customers going to be the people in the church. Going to be the people in the ministry. And they were like, what? Are you serious? How is that? And I'm like, what do you mean, how is that? See, you have to, when you run a business, you have to also think against, think against the grain. Some of y'all are going to the stereotypical places, and that's why you're getting the stereotypical responses. Like I told you, I know somebody who in Atlanta was like, oh, I'm going to go to all the swingers clubs. Me personally, I'm fun, like with regular stuff, but I'm pretty conservative. So you know, you would never, my friends know, you would never find me in a swingers place. Not passing judgment on swingers. That's just not my deal. I'm not going to put myself in an uncomfortable position because I think that's where my target market is. Because that's not my target market. So it's just funny that it comes through when I'm talking about strike up in love, that a lot of ministry people call me. And the thing is, I said this in the video, I said ministry people got good money. And it is true. They buy repeatedly. They love the product. Y'all think those people y'all find in the clubs that be having those little, whole one night stand sex, y'all think they good? Man, you get you a couple who's, that's my Boaz and that's my Proverbs 31 woman. That Proverbs 31 Boaz sex, that's where it's at. that connection, that commitment, that's where it at. Those, I'm just saying, and that's right up my alley because that's what I'm about right now. The other people who are not into that, like, again, it's not that I won't serve them, but as long as they don't get offended by my message, then we're cool. But I just wanted to jump on because it's not that hard once you get it. And once you get it, oh my gosh, everything else kind of sort of falls into play. You don't have to try anything. I'm not even going to say as hard. It's not about trying as hard. You don't have to try at all. It just becomes effortlessly. Yeah, Tar said church folk have sex, especially if they're married. Yeah, I'm telling you, y'all think y'all doing something going after the promiscuous people. The promiscuous people, a lot of times they're egotistical. They're like, I got this. She ain't complaining. I'm breaking backs all over the world. And you're like, okay. Jared said, God is love and nothing wrong with striking up after a good service. You know what? There was a pastor who said that. He was like, don't go to church and, I think it was Dr. Miles Monroe. He was like, after service, you go home and, I won't say what he said, but it was good. it was good. So what's going on, Stuart Allen? What's going on, Stanicia Graham? Look at there. It's got a superstar in the house. But guys, for real, I'm telling you, if you find your voice, then you will know exactly who your audience is. Once you find your voice and you use it with your audience, then you don't have to try with anything else. Everything else will fall into place. I promise you. Now, and the people that are not your audience, even if they reach out to you, they will quickly reveal themselves. When they do that, let them go. Let them go. For example, got a lot of interaction today from a lot of different places, YouTube, everything. This one young lady texted me. If you guys are not inviting people to text you, you're missing out on a lot of activity. People oftentimes, you know what they do when they're at work? They go on Facebook because they don't want to work. And if your ad or your product is on Facebook and they see you, but you say, call me, people will do what you tell them to do, believe it or not. So if you say call, they're going to call you either on their lunch break or when they get off, or they're going to try to remember to call you. Most likely they're going to forget. But just by putting /text in front of your phone number, trust me, they will text you. They will be sitting at their desk texting you because they can't call you because they're not even supposed to be on Facebook. And they're definitely not supposed to be buying energy pills, sex pills, and detox tea at work, right? So just by putting /text in front of my phone number and before and after the word call, I get a lot of interaction, right? So this one lady texted me today and she's like, hey, what did she say? She's asking me something about the tea or whatever. And so I answer her question. And then she goes something about, well, I've seen the tea for lower. Okay, that's a statement. I only respond to questions. Not being mean, but just I know where to exert my energy. So I said, okay, do you have a question about that? She said, no, I just thought I would let you know. I said, sounds good. She gave me a thumbs up. Guys, that's not my girl. That's not my customer. My customer would never reach out to me and disrespect my business by trying to treat it like a flea market by saying, booth number 10 got these same things for $2. Because let me tell you something. If you want the $2 version of it, go get the $2 service with it. All of my customers are respectful. They see the value that I offer them in supporting them after the sale. Wanda was just messaging me before this broadcast asking me something. Some people that are going for the cheaper version of what they think is the same product right now, they can't even find the representative. They can't even find the representative. Okay, that person does not pick up the phone, or shoot, from the time they place the order to it arrives to their door, that person is probably signed up in another business. You get what you pay for. So my customer, my avatar, my target audience, my ideal friend, bump all that other stuff, but my ideal friend is someone who looks at what I'm doing. They can see my heart. They can go down my timeline and see this chick been at it for 2 years. This is an industry where a lot of people go in and out very quickly, like every 3 months sometimes. So my customer takes all of that into account, and they want to do business with me. They want me to get. I have customers that will, when I tell them the price, they tip me. I have had people buy a $20 pack of tea and tip me $10, and I didn't even find out until I saw the Square register receipt. So I automatically knew when that woman identified herself as not being a part of my friend base, forget customer base, but once she identified herself as not being a part of my friend base, it was nothing to me, baby, to let her know, you can go. No hard feelings. Don't think she's a bad person. She's just a person that doesn't know yet. She values price over value. And what do they teach us in the Virtual Millionaire Club? April and Reggie. I don't think I see our other sisters and brothers on here. But Myron Golden says the rich, the wealthy, they value. They put more value on value over price. They know the price of nothing, but they always take into consideration the value. And what do the poor and the middle-minded people do? They always know the price of something. They always talking about how much it's going to cost me. And they know the value of nothing. They don't look at the value. So once somebody identifies themselves as a person who, and I tell my clients this, they'll tell you, I prefer really to work with clients that want a lifestyle change. I prefer to work with clients that are sick and tired of being sick and tired. They have just had it with the weight, with the lack of health, and they're ready to make a change in multiple areas of their life. They speak my language, okay? I don't want the client who wants to lose 5 pounds for a hot date on Friday night. I don't want the client who's going to ask me, how long is it going to take me if I do the same exact thing you're doing? Because they're living in a fantasy world. They don't understand that everybody's body is different. Everybody's health conditions are different. And what worked for me can't work for you necessarily. So when they ask, well, I'm just asking because I'm not asking for any reason. Absolutely you are. You're asking because you're trying to use my journey as a metric for your journey. And that's never going to work because we're two different people. I don't get clients like that because my client is more so interested in what is best for them. And again, that's why this second phase of my business, I can tell a stark contrast from when I first started in Total Life Changes and where I am right now. And I know. Not only because people validate me with saying, hey, you really help. Because of you, I tried this one product. Because of you, I've seen other people doing it, but when I saw your video, I actually purchased, and I'm happy I did. When people say stuff like that to me, I don't take it for granted. Y'all, this weight loss thing, and I don't care what business you're in, if somebody votes to patronize you or to compliment you with their money and not just their mouth, y'all better take it seriously. Let me tell you something. I had a mother of 8 kids. I had a mother of 8 kids. She's younger than me. She called me yesterday and she spent her last $15 on a week's supply of tea for my Labor Day sale. Do y'all know that thing touched me so I can't? And when she got on the phone, she had a little bit of skepticism. I had to chisel away. I had to chisel away at her a little bit. But because she called me, I already knew she was my girl. Or at least I was pretty sure. But it didn't take long, and I had warmed up to your girl. She had warmed up to your girl. By the time she came to pick her delivery, I was like, give me a hug. And she was like, you get on my nerves. I was like, that means you love me, doesn't it? That means you love me, doesn't it? But this woman, she called me and let me know, I don't think it works. I know about the tea. I've seen it before. I don't think it works. I said, well, if you truly don't think it works, then how did we get to this point? How are we having a conversation? Why did you even pick up the phone and call me? And see, some of you, again, you don't know your voice. Ali, he said he just turned on notifications for my live broadcast. You dropping the nuggets. I appreciate that, especially coming from you, man. I really do. What's going on, Mary Thompson? I saw your eyebrow post today. You're funny. But guys, if you don't know your voice, you can't use your voice. So when people say stuff like, I really don't believe it works, you're like, well, it does work. I have over 100 testimonials from all of my friends, and I can show you, I can message blast you 50 million pictures back to back to back to back to show. For what? Somebody like me, I am beginning to understand my voice. So when somebody says, I really don't think it works, I say, well, then why are we talking? Why did you call me? I didn't call you, right? You called me, right? I'm just making sure. Why? How did we get here? How did you get here? Right? Right? If you really, really, really don't believe that it works. And so anyway, she basically ended up saying, I've seen a lot of people selling it. I've seen a lot of prices. And it just so happens that I only have $15 in my account. So when I saw that your sale was $15, I just felt like I needed to reach out to you. And this is, like I said, to me, this is not, oh, that's a $15 sale. I don't care if it's a $15 sale or $150 sale. I want y'all to think about this, especially if you're in my company. How many weight loss products are there out there? Weight loss is one of the largest industries. And y'all say that like it's a great thing, right? What that really means is you got a ton of competition, baby. How many weight loss products are there out there? How many weight loss companies are there out there? So I want you to really think about this. If someone chooses to patronize you and they pay you a compliment by spending their money with you, not just opening their mouth and saying, I like you, but if they spend their money with you, that means they chose you out of everybody in your company. That means they chose your company and its products out of all of the health and weight loss products in the whole entire world. I want you to think about the probability of that actually happening. It's pretty small when you consider how many products are out there, how many companies are out there, and how many reps are in your company. So you definitely have a moral obligation to serve that client as best you can. And if you can't do that well right now, like I haven't always done my best, sometimes I let personal distractions keep me from following up with my clients adequately. Now I'm learning how to compartmentalize my concerns, because I don't use the word worry anymore. I say concerns. But I'm learning how to better compartmentalize my concerns and take care of my business. But you have a duty to that client to really show them that they made the right decision. See, if they buy from you, they're justifying you. They're saying that you're doing something right because you reached me and I bought into what you had to say. Now you have to justify their justification. You have to tell them, yep, you bought from me and you got the right one, baby. You got to do that. You have to do that. If you don't, then just quit the business, man. It's simple. Just quit the business. What's going on, Denard Miller? Look at that. Look at that. You never know who you find on the midnight broadcast, isn't it? But yeah, y'all, this is what it's about. So I strongly encourage you, find your voice. Use your voice. And I'm telling you with every part of me, once you do that, it's going to be so much fun. I love my for those of you who don't know, my ideal customer, I already know. The customers I attract are the funny, factual, semi-sexy nerds. They like to have fun, but they ain't no dummies. like me. They like to laugh. They're no stick in the mud. They got some swag. They're not afraid to take a selfie, throw something on, and, you know, toot their own horn, toot, toot. But they have hearts of gold. And so, and they're super considerate. That's my customer. The person who is pretty much like me. And since I found that out, like I said, I get those people, we get on the phone and we laugh. I know. I was thinking about it, Elite. Don't do that to me now. If you better Google it, because I don't like to not have the answer. He said, "You got the right one, baby." What commercial was that back in the day? Was it Coke? Was it Ray Charles and Coke? I think you got the right one, baby. I don't know. Somebody Google it and let me know so that I don't miss sleep tonight because Elite brought it up. But guys, yeah, seriously, that is my customer. And since I have found that out, since I found me, you cannot find your customer until you find you. Y'all, some of y'all trying to shortcut the shortcut though. Don't work like that. Don't work like that. And you shouldn't want it to work like that, because if you do, it's not going to work out long term for you. Ever, 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 ever. But find your voice first and then use it unapologetically. When you do that, y'all laughing at me. When you do that, you're going to attract the right people. And then when these leaders that you see making sales effortlessly and everything just seems to, oh, they so lucky. No, they're not lucky. They've developed the skills. They took the time to do what you refused to do. Yes, it was Ray Charles and Cole. Okay, I thought so. Those are the good old days when we used to actually watch commercials, isn't it? Okay, but yeah, those leaders, they took the time to do what you refused to do. So don't you dare disrespect them by using words like luck or by chance. They just get phrases like they just got it like that. I had a leader, he was very, 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 very honest with us. And he said, you know, when people come into the business, he said, I've been doing this for 6 years. At the time that I was working with him in my previous company, he was making $500,000 a month at the age of 27, 28. $500,000 a month. He said, I've been doing this for 6 years. He said, it trips me out when we have these meetings on break. People come to me and say, I'm just like you. He said, if you were just like me, you would be where I am. So you're not just like you. Some parts of our story may be similar, but you're not just like me. Your work ethic is nowhere near me. So when you say things like, next time you see me at convention, I'm going to be a blah, 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 whatever the top ranking your company is. He said, it's highly disrespectful. It's highly disrespectful for you to want my result without doing my work. And then to vocalize it is a whole nother level. And that's why to this day, I still love that leader, because he had a way of saying things to really just, punch it in the throat, but really think about things, because we don't think, y'all. We don't think. Yes, I'm getting my steps in. Gotta stop waiting until the last minute, so I'm taking y'all. Oh, it was Diet Pepsi, Elite. But was it Ray Charles? Was it Ray Charles? Stop. Y'all know I go down rabbit holes easily. I get super distracted. I'm surprised it was Diet Pepsi. You got the right one, baby. That's the wrong brand. Look, Meredith saying, oh, geez, it was Diet Pepsi. But yeah, guys, you cannot want the same results as someone. I get it all the time. Somebody will say, hey, Kim, how you make sales on Facebook? And then I'm looking at the person who's asking me the question, and they have the Facebook silhouette. Well, geez. No face person. You start with a picture so people can have an emotional connection to you. Do y'all understand? Each one of y'all right now that do not have your face on your Facebook, you're doing yourself a huge injustice. We recognize faces, y'all. We recognize, children recognize, we distinguish facial characteristics. Face and sound, voice, face and voice, face and voice. Those are super important. So every time you refuse to do a video because you don't like your hair, oh my gosh, you better throw a scarf on that bad boy and keep it moving. Every time you refuse to do a video because you don't have makeup on, go look at my video the other day where I did it with my avocado facial mask on. And then come talk to me. You still got to get it done. What's going on, Cynthia Preacher Williams? You still have to get it done. But if you're not willing to do those things, don't you dare jump in somebody's inbox when you haven't even done the things that you see them doing. Don't jump in someone's inbox and then ask them about the things that you don't see. Because if you're not going to do what you see, then ain't no way in tarnation you're going to do the things that are unseen. Because trust me, those are way more complicated, okay? Alita's laughing at me. All right, let's do a step check, y'all. Let's do a step check. Let me see here. Woo! 85.67, 85.70. Oh, I'm going to be cutting it close. I'm going to have to end this broadcast because I might have to run these last few steps, and I don't want y'all to see how out of shape I am. Hair need to be retwisted now 2 months, but don't care. Oh, yeah, you know I don't care, Merida. MJ, you know I don't care about anything. You know why? Because when you start to care about stuff, you're making it about you. And again, in developing your voice, you learn that you have a purpose. Your purpose is to help someone. Oh my gosh. I wish I could tell y'all some of the conversations. But it's just too many. And again, this weight loss journey for a lot of people, the physical weight is nothing in comparison to the emotional weight that oftentimes is behind, is the motivation behind the physical weight. So if y'all reach the right customer, they'll tell you things that you can't even believe they're saying to you. And when you truly hear their story, again, it's going to make you want to serve to a level, to a capacity that you never even thought. I've had very little sleep this week because everybody that reached out to me for the Labor Day sale, I had to send them tracking numbers. I had to put them in the private Facebook group, which is popping. Had a young lady that I met back in June, and she caught my labor. I met her back in June at Walmart, connected with her on Facebook. If you guys do not connect with people online that you meet offline, shooting yourself in the foot. Shooting yourself in the foot. Somebody that you meet in Walmart that you only have a phone number for, you have that awkward period of, hey, remember I met you in Walmart in 1992? Yeah, so I was just thinking about you. That sounds stalkerish. That sounds spooky. What's been going on? Let's reconnect. They don't have no time for you. But if you meet them in Walmart and you say, hey, you on Facebook? Really? Let's connect. Let's do it right now. I'm going to send you a friend request. Say, give me your phone. It is so amazing. When you're talking to the right person, they'll do anything. I was talking to a client today. She came to my house. She picked up a 2-week supply of tea, and I was making some Slim AM. Y'all saw that's what I had for lunch. And I said, oh, you want to taste it? Because this is mine, but it could be yours. And so she took it to go. And she was like, ooh, this is good. Of course it is. I'm not going to give you anything bad. Who you think I am, right? That's what I always say. I'm not going to give you, and people laugh. And so she's like, how much is this? I said, $70. Give me your credit card. And she was like, you are a trip. But you know what? I will on Friday. I was like, okay, sounds good. But there have been plenty of people that once I get the inclination, if I'm talking to my people, I know they're going to appreciate that. Now, Dr. So-and-so, who is very professional and has a certain way, he wouldn't appreciate that humor, right? Right? But then again, I would never be talking to that person anyway. Not because I don't want to, but because they don't want to talk to me. Because I make it clear from the get-go that I'm not your girl. So when I'm talking to my clients and they say certain trigger words to me that indicate they are ready to buy, and I only know there's trigger words because I'm a part of the Virtual Millionaire Club, one of the best online exclusive clubs ever, right? So when they say that trigger word, I am no longer scared to pull the trigger. And I would tell them, give me your credit card. With a smile. And oftentimes they'll do it with a laugh. And then they'll get a product that they love. I'll get a repeat customer. They'll get better results because they're using more products together. I have a higher probability of getting referrals. Do you understand what I am saying? That everything starts with you finding you. You finding your voice. Do that. You find your voice. You'll find your people. You won't be scared to use your voice with your people. Your people won't be scared by your voice because that's what attracted them to you in the first place. And everything else will fall into place. All right. All right. This broadcast has gone on long enough. I really appreciate y'all all. Uncle Bernard, really, you get on at the very end. I was literally like signing off. But I really appreciate y'all. I might come back on. I'm not sure. I got 10 minutes to make it happen with my 10K steps per day. Where am I at? Woo, I'm cutting it close. It's 11:51. I'm at 9,017. Yeah, I'm going to have to run it out. And I can't let y'all see me huffing and puffing. like I'm about to blow somebody's house down. So let me get off. Thank everybody who joined. Thank everybody who commented. I go back and I read the comments, and I appreciate them. If you found value in this video and you think someone on your team could use it, share it with them. I'm telling you, I promise you, if you just find your voice, everything else, find your voice and offer value, right? Everything else falls into place. Voice and value, voice and value. All right, y'all. I will see you in the next one. Like, comment, definitely share. Bye for now.